2.5 years ago, Michael and I got hit head-on in a car accident. Actually, they didn't even think I'd live. And if I lived, they didn't think I'd walk. I did eventually walk with the help of a wheelchair to a walker to crutches to a cane, which I never gave up the cane. For the last 2.5 years, to show you really the dramatic difference, I've got to tell you what my days were normally like. I get up, before I get out of bed, I have to move my legs because if I stood up without exercising, I'd fall. I could stand on them for approximately 30 minutes, and then I'd have to sit and put them up because I could not hold it. For 2.5 years, every moment of every day has been painful, but by evening, unbearable. And there's some of you who've come in the office where I've had the door shut and I've been sitting there crying in pain. I did not believe this. Michael gave me the paperwork and I tossed it back at him. I really did, didn't I? I laughed and I said, "What are we doing?" He said, "You've got to try it." And I said, "No, I don't." He said, "You don't have a choice. I'm putting it on the shower." I was crippled. I couldn't take it off. So I had no choice. Thank you, Michael, by the way. 1 week ago, well, it's been a little over a week now, last Thursday, Thanksgiving morning, I had to take the shower. He forced me to. I refused to drink the water, but he made me take the shower. I did not notice this until Thursday evening because we had a lot of family over, and you'd think after 2.5 years of constant pain. Let me back up. A month ago, by the way, I was told by a doctor, I spoke to Wendell that same day, that not only was I going to never be out of pain, I'd be in a wheelchair within 6 months. I could not walk much longer a month ago. Thursday evening, I realized that I had not picked up my cane. Friday, I realized that I wasn't even tired. It's been over a week now, and my leg does not hurt. The swelling has gone down. I can walk without pain, and I go the end of every day working.
Folks, there's not much that excites me. Hawk hollers a lot, and I don't get excited. After about the second of the last 7 days, I've been excited. I've been fighting a foot fungus called jungle rot since 1967. I've had to take shots because my feet would literally bleed from the cracks in them. In 7 days, I have no cuts on my feet for the first time in 30 years. I took my shoes and socks off last night and showed Phil Piccolo. I said, the bottom of my feet were so crusty and hard for so long that it's just unreal. The whole thing is pliable now. It's just amazing to me, and a lot of you people I told, when you try this, you call me, because I have never believed in anything other than God than I do this product that I've tested for 7 days. Thank you.
They say, as a little kid says on TV, skeptical. I didn't, when my wife told me about it, I didn't think, I thought, a shower? Come on, you're kidding. But I played her game and I put it on the shower. And of course I shower in there too, so I was using it. Now I've had a condition on my skin on my sides, and where I've had to have a prescription. My elbows get real dry, my skin gets real dry, and I hadn't noticed it at first, but within a week I realized that my skin was softer, my elbows had stopped cracking, and I didn't need that cream on me that I pay an arm and a leg for from the dermatologist. So it's been fantastic. It hasn't been a dramatic change like Jackie, but I tell you, it's been great for me. I love it. I just spent the last several days in Los Angeles. I went out to my mom's funeral, and I stayed with my brother's mother-in-law. And getting in her shower, I couldn't wait to get home to get in mine. I'll tell you, it was great.
Several decades ago, that's before some of you were born, I had an automobile accident that gave me a severe neck injury. to where no matter what kind of physiotherapy, chiropractic adjustments, osteopathic adjustments, Novocaine injections or whatever, every morning I would wake up with an agonizing, aching pain in my upper left neck in the back. If I got into an ordinary shower, that was the only way that I could get relief, because I could move under the hot water and try to manipulate that out of there, and after several hours of the morning it would start to dissipate and go away. When I got my shower unit and hooked it up, that morning I woke up with the pain. I got into the shower for the very first time, and in less than 2 minutes that pain was gone and has not returned. When I was in medical school, requiring some extra money to get the books paid off and get the diploma at the end of that training, I decided to do a heroic event, because I've always wanted to be a medical hero and cure some kind of a disease. So I selected a disease that I found out about in Russian research information, a technique that could create psoriasis. And I studied that technique very well and thought that, well, if I can create it, then that'll give me an idea as to the causative factors that would produce it, and then I'd be able to figure out a cure. So I worked up the research project. It became a scholarship project in school, performed the technique, and indeed it produced the psoriasis, but a lot more than I was expecting. I wound up having several dozen lesions all over my body, and some of them quite large. But all of the techniques that I used to get rid of it didn't work. So for the last 45 years, I have not worn short-sleeve shirts, I have not worn bathing suits, I have not gone out into the sun with a bare back, and it's been a difficult time to live with that condition. Every once in a while, some miraculous treatment like a coal tar or a cortisone injection or ethyl chloride freezing or something like that would eliminate a lesion for a few days, but then it would come back, and usually worse. On the third day of taking the showers, every lesion under 1 inch in diameter gradually disappeared. By the end of the week, they were gone. Now that's rather incredible, because psoriasis is a twofold problem. It's a peripheral nerve dystrophic process that changes the nerve information to the skin. It's a biochemical malfunction in the fat metabolism of the skin, but it's all aggravated by a bacterial infection that produces an allergic reaction in the skin. So to have those small lesions disappear in that short period of time and not return is absolutely miraculous. And I have to tell you that the lesions that were over 1 inch in diameter have broken up and reduced by 50%. Those that are over 2 inches in diameter are fading away, smooth, getting pink rather than red, and not scaly. And it is an absolute medical miracle. Am I a happy doctor? You bet. All right.
2 weeks ago, I was here in the office, and Hawk and Beth Ann were telling me about some things, and Hawk was going, let me tell him, let me tell him, let me tell him, and Beth Ann was going, all right, but it's going to cost you $500 if I find out you've told anybody. And so they told me, and one of the examples they told me about was about what it had done for a gentleman who was severe diabetic. And I shared with them that my mom is a severe diabetic. She weighs over 400 pounds, and she's been disabled for over 10 years. And she takes 2 65cc insulin shots every day, along with 2 glucopage pills to help control and get her blood sugar level down to an average of about 260, which is still way high. So, and she's getting to the point to where her legs below her knees are, swollen. Her feet are so swollen till her toes won't touch the ground. And I know that we're just months away from having to make decisions about amputations and those kinds of things. So Hawk said, I want you to take the product and try it for your mom and see if it makes a difference. And if it does, I want you to give a testimonial. Well, the only reason I took the product and agreed to try the product was because of the outside chance that it would help Mother. Because when they first told me what it was and what it did and how it worked and how much it was, I walked away and thought, okay, I've wasted the past 6 months. I've got to go find something to do because I can't do this. I can't make money off of making claims about a product for people's health. And that's something that's inside of me. I can't do it. And so I got the product last Friday. They shipped it to me. Put Mother in the shower twice a day, 6 ounces of water every hour, and her blood sugar level has come down 40 points since last Friday, a week ago Friday. She's averaging about 230 now. In about 3 days, it went down to about 230, and she's leaving off 1 glucopage pill already. So, folks, you don't put a barrier in your mind of saying, $300 for a shower head, oh my God, I'm never going to sell it. Don't do that. Because if it works for my mom, $600 for a shower head and for the other thing, whatever it's called. The water thing. Whatever that thing is. $600 won't buy her insulin for a month. Her insulin syringes and test strips. So that's a small investment to make for her and for her health.